One of the biggest challenges in following a study routine is not following it. And that's what we're going to look at today. According to I'm tired of saying according to research. For today, according to me, at least in my experience, I feel like it only takes approximately 8 days of a perfect study routine for it to, become a habit. Like for it to actually engrave into your mind and body and soul. Only 8 days. So instead of thinking of it as I have to study every single day for the entire year for me to actually become, one of the top achievers. I know. It only takes 8 days. Then after 8 days, you're in. Like, well, after 8 days, everything is seated. After 8 days, you become addicted to your studying. Like you can even visualize it, you can envision it, you can imagine it. After 8 days, imagine you're studying every single day, Monday to Monday. There's no way on Tuesday, on that following week, Tuesday, it's Tuesday, ne? 8 days, Monday, Sunday, yeah, on Tuesday, there's no way you're gonna be like, I'm tired of that, because after or during that 8 day period, there's gonna be motivation accumulating every single day. There's gonna be a motivation that's coming in, and you're gonna discover a new side of yourself, that you didn't know exists. And that's what we want to focus on today. We want to focus on being able to develop an effective study routine to a point whereby you can't even, because most of the time what happens is you develop a study routine, and then after 3 days or even 2 days, you just forget about it. Not even, I don't want to do this anymore, you just forget about it. You don't even remember that you had a study routine. You just forget about it. So we want to focus on sticking to your study routine and following it on a daily basis. Now with me, when I'm talking about a perfect and effective study routine, it's when you actually plan every second of your life. When you actually plan, or at this time I'm gonna be doing this. Obviously what is wrong with me? Obviously there's gonna be a few distractions here and there, not even distractions but unfortunate circumstances. Hey, come and help me with this. Hey, can you please go and buy this? At that time you had planned on doing something that's on your routine, but then it gets it gets interrupted. So we need our routine to actually be flexible. We need our routine to not be as strict as strictable. Like I personally prefer planning my day in 30-minute intervals, because it's more specific in a sense. But yeah, and the first step into developing your study routine is obviously, I call it determining your sweet spot. The time when you're most, I think you've heard this a lot, the time when you're, yeah, what but basically the time where you feel like you're at your highest energy levels are at the highest, and you can be the most productive. So I personally used to study from like 8 until the AMs, like the early AMs. I wouldn't say I'm a night owl, because I don't really like cross over type of thing. So yeah, the first step is to actually develop your own study routine. Make your own study routine. It's obviously going to be unique, depending on your my English is running out, your demands and chores, if you have any, but depending on all those external factors and all that. So from there on, we can move on to what I call the experimental period. So before your 8 day period of following your study routine actually starts, you're gonna have a 2 day experimental period, which is gonna be the day you start your routine and the next day. And that's basically to see if you can actually follow it, or there are a lot of, sometimes you may find that you overload yourself with too much studying, and we don't want that. You want to study but not too much. You don't want to say, hey, from the moment I come back from school or whatever, I eat and then I start studying until the next day. Obviously that's not gonna happen. You can't be doing that. You have to, short periods of time of studying. If you look at this example, study for like 2 hours and then take a break, 2 hours, take a break, and 2 hours, basically three three 2 hour blocks of studying, and that's it for the day. You've done your part, you've done your work. Ospanne. So back to what I was saying about the experimental period. For the next 2 days, you're gonna try and follow the study routine as it is, and see and note the areas or the parts of the study routine whereby you couldn't really follow it, or it was difficult to keep track of your time. I always say you must plan your track, but at the same time you track your plan. Don't just plan your track, you should track your plan. So throughout the day, you should frequently look at your study routine. Am I following this? Am I doing this that I should be doing, or am I not? And if you are not, this is what I want you to note down what you're actually doing at that particular moment instead of studying. For me, 90% of the time, instead of following my routine, I was on my phone. So yeah, that's gonna be the case for most of you guys. It's, if I'm not following my routine, I'm on my phone. So what I used to make sure, when I came back from school, is that I don't touch my phone until I'm done with my first 2 blocks of studying. Like, I come back from school, no phone. It won't hurt, really. It won't hurt. It's just you wanting to improve your marks. It's for you. It's for, what do they say again? It's for you. It's for your own something. I forgot the word. It's for your own. It's for your best. Hi, man. It's I even feel like I should have a separate video on how to manage your screen time, how to spend less time on your phone, because it's a real thing that I've also, went through, like struggling to just get off my phone. I'll be like, okay, I'll go and study after 10 minutes. I'll go and study after this amount of time. And this right there, that statement, I'll go and study at a particular time, is a pure example of not having a study routine. Because if you had a study routine, you wouldn't even postpone your studying. You know that you should be studying, and then you're like, I'll study at a certain time. So that's one of the benefits of a study routine, because it keeps, it grows your inner discipline. I'm spitting today. Yeah, it grows your inner discipline. You are able to hold yourself. So I think I've said a bunch of nothing most of the time, but if I was to summarize the main things that I've said from this, and the main things you are to take, is that having an effective study routine only takes 8 days. It only takes 8 days, and then from there it's a habit. You don't even need to try after that. Just try the 8 days, and then if it doesn't work after 8 days, then you can come here and call me fake, or you can even, I don't know, report me or something for spreading false information. But 8 days, guys, 8 days. Just, you can even count, like, okay, today I'm on day 4, I'm on day 5, I'm on day 6. That's like the main thing I want you guys to take from this video when you are off to experiment your study routine. And the next thing with your study routine, obviously, like I said, they're gonna be different. Yours won't be the same as mine, but just make sure that your study routine is a study routine. Don't make it a study routine and then you find yourself spending 2 hours non-stop on your phone. Guys, I don't recommend. Please, if you see yourself spending more than an hour just scrolling through your phone, cut, 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 cut. Please limit your phone usage as much as possible, because I won't lie, a phone is, for me, the number one most not destructive, disruptive, distraction. It's a distract. Oh, what's the adjective of distraction? It's not destructive, it's distraction. It's a distraction. Guys, please limit your phone usage. You know what the things that you do out of studying actually have an influence on how your studying is actually gonna be. You know, you can't be on your phone for 2 hours and then after that 2 hours you want to go into studying. Obviously your mind is still somehow blocked. You know, it's thinking about the things that you just saw 5 minutes on your phone. So please, every single time before actually getting into a study session, I recommend meditating. You know, meditating for a young 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just to clear off your mind of everything and then get into it. And then lastly, don't forget your 2 days experimental period. That 2 days is meant for you to adjust your study schedule to see if, you know, here it's too much of studying. Here, okay, I don't get home at 4, I get home at 4:30, so I can't really do this at this time. So the 2 days is for you to adjust and see what's gonna happen. And obviously another point, why did I do this? But anyways, another point is to note that obviously your weekend study schedule won't be the same as the weekdays routine schedule, whatever. It won't be the same. So you need to have two different routines, one for your weekdays when you're going to school and one for the weekend. Ta-da! So yeah, I'm gonna choose to close it there for now, and I'll see you guys on the next one.